Patrick's fans, welcome back to another edition of Caglianone's Corner. I'm here with head coach Lenny Caglianone. And Lenny, what a weekend for the boys. 16 total goals scored by the Hat-Tricks, most in franchise history through a weekend series. Tell us about it from your point of view, some of those positives. I mean, there's a lot, but take us through it.
Yeah, I think the biggest positive, throughout that sequence is definitely our power play. Having the right players to plug in there. Again, for me, being in a coaching position, Dino and I, we have this idea, we have this blank canvas, right? And, sometimes you don't have the right brushes or the right paint. I think with the recent acquisitions, I think you got the right brushes and the right paint, right? And then you look at, I think it was just around 70% on the weekend through two games, and it wasn't like one or two opportunities or three opportunities. I think we had 12 on the weekend, and to go close to 70% on that power play unit, with Gibber, Nico, Rocker, Beller, and Elks. I'm a big believer. A lot of people have a different approach or understanding. Like, you're gonna win games on special teams, win and lose games on special teams, right? And the power play is something that we've been struggling with. I think there's a multitude of games where we should have won, but we didn't convert on special teams on the power play. We didn't shut them down on the PK. PK was really good. I think it was at 83 or 84% as well. And one of them was a 5-on-3. I think the biggest thing is special teams. That just gets the ball rolling. You go out and you pot one on the power play, and you shut down shut them down on the penalty kill. It gives you a boost, right? And it raises morale, and it lets everybody be able to put their hair down a little bit and play a little bit looser. Just having that extra backing there, knowing that, hey, we might convert on this. Hey, we might shut them down on the PK. No, we are going to convert on this. We are going to shut them down. It just makes my job easier. But tip my cap to those guys who are involved in the special teams.
And then just to speak on a few of the acquisitions, we got a few players from Elmira, a few from Rochester that really played some huge roles this weekend. I mean, especially Andrew Gibbons, first star of the week for the league, had 2 games where he had hat tricks in both, 4 goals in one, 3 in the other. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, I think Gibber's a guy. When you're going through divisional play, you're always looking at other players, right? Guys will catch your eye. And again, I'm not saying I'm reinventing the wheel here. I just have a different approach to distinct type of player that I like. It might not be someone else's fancy, but for me, when I saw him, a little bit of a tough guy, right? Verbally, that's always something that I like. I like guys who are hard to play against and are certainly super cerebral, which I think he is. He's not the fleetest of foot, but he uses his IQ and his intellect to find quality ice. And you just saw it again, going back to the power play. You throw him in the bumper position, right? And you get all these new guys in, and that's what that whole unit was, except for Rocker and Nico that have been kind of pushing that train for the entirety of the year. And then you throw these new guys in, and the bumper position is overly hard, right? And especially the way that I expect them to play in that position. He just fit it so comfortably, and I think he got a little too cute, got too much wind in his sails, but he's easily coachable. He's a hockey nerd too, which is great because I am as well, and it's just another conversational piece that you try to get your guys to see your type of personality and let them know what type of guy they're playing for. And when you get guys who are nerds like that, it just makes the relationship stronger. And he just complimented his line mates as well, especially 5-on-5, running with Elks and Nico. You got 2 Division I commits there, and Elkie fitting in as well, keeping pace with them. Big shout out to him. But yeah, Gibber's my type of guy, my type of player. and I saw a lot there. I saw what it could be, and the second he went up on the wire, it was non-negotiable. Talked to Bob, and I said now. Now. But yeah, he's great. He's a great kid. He's I think his intangibles too, right? There's something to write home about there. So I'm super big fan.
Absolutely. And now moving forward with this upcoming weekend, we go to Johnstown for the first of back-to-back weekends there. First, in terms of travel, what does that kind of do to a team like us who's on the road for the entire month?
Yeah, we talked about that in the room. Like, listen, no one gives a shit. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Don't cry about it. I love it, honestly, personally. Like I said it in the last interview, like, this is great, right? Backs against the wall. I think we were, 12 points out from Johnstown. We got to go up there, come back, go to New Jersey, go back up there. Like, Cinderella story type setup here, and I love when the odds are stacked against us. It's been like that from day one. It's something that I'm super comfortable with. The room is groomed to be super comfortable with. Like, kind of got that chip on our shoulder now, right? Left a little bit of a scene up in New Hampshire, and looking to do it again in Johnstown. But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you can only control and invest in the things that you can, right? We didn't make the schedule. It is what it is. This is how it's stacked up. Like, just be better. We don't care.
And even well said, going to Jersey next week, that's going to be kind of huge for you, as that'll be your first return in a regular season game. Went there in preseason, took care of them in overtime. Yeah. Granted, now it's a very different room from what we had the last time we played them in the regular season, which was here, a 9-5 loss. What's the mentality for that game?
Yeah, I think, on the other side of the spectrum, you look at their room as well. The recent departure of Craig there, which I think impacts the room in a great way. And I think for us on the other side of the conversation, right, like you said, we have a different room. I think we're just more optimal, well-oiled, more mature, right? You got to realize we went into those preseason games. Craigie had a magnitude of returners, right, and guys who had experience. One of them being Kai Elke, and obviously an organization that I'm super familiar with and the way they build teams. And I just think now it's not like a David Goliath thing anymore, right? It's more so we're on an even field, and I think for us we're trending in the right direction right now. So it is all about timing. Sometimes that's luck, sometimes that's calculated, but I think right now for us, just going in there, like, listen, I said it earlier as well in the beginning of the season, like, I don't care. We don't care about the venue, where we are, what we're doing. I got the dogs that I want to run with now, and the buy-in of those guys to take advantage of, just like the passion and the atmosphere. Like, we really don't care where we are. That's just who's next. Like, that's what that weekend did for us in New Hampshire. It's just who's up next. That's all we care about, right? We do our homework, we'll pre-scout, we'll prep, but at the end of the day, we don't care where we are. New Jersey doesn't mean anything to us. There's no significance there. There's no emotional attachment. We're ice cold. Like, we want the next 60.
Absolutely. And fans, you can watch all of these games on NATV, starting with the Johnstown series. That starts this Friday, December 13th at 7:30 and continues on Saturday, December 14th at 7, with a 7 o'clock game on Tuesday the 17th out in Jersey. So until then, you can enjoy those games. And Lenny, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Pat.